Hello everyone, it's Daily here with weekly trade ideas. Today is the 10th of September 2018, so let's get to it and let's have a look at the swing levels first, and let's start with Australian dollar US dollar. There is a new short level which I like to take. The level is based on the trend setup. As you can see, there has been very strong sell-off on the Australian dollar US dollar recently. And within this sell-off, this strong volume cluster got created. From this volume cluster, the strong selling activity continued right there on Friday. And I think that the volumes which were accumulated in this volume cluster are volumes of strong sellers who are adding to their positions there and who are pushing the price even lower. So I think that this is a pretty strong level to go short from if the price makes it back to this area again. And I think that those sellers will start pushing the price lower because they will be defending their selling positions. There's also one more reason why I think this is a strong level to go short from. And the reason is that this was a strong support zone which became strong resistance zone when the price went past the support. You can see that the price bounced off this area very aggressively, and this indicates that this was a strong support, and when the support got breached, it became a resistance zone. So we have volume setup, which is based on volume cluster created within a trend, and we also have support, which became a resistance setup. So we have two setups which confirm this area. I think this is a pretty strong level to go short from. So let's just wait for a pullback and I'll go short from there. The level is exactly at 0.7188. Let's go into the Australian dollar Swiss franc, where there's another swing trade which I like to take. The trade is very similar to the trade I showed you on the Australian dollar US dollar. And it's also based on trend setup. You can see that there is pretty strong sell-off, and within this sell-off you can see that in the last strong selling activity there is a strong volume cluster created in this little rotation, and I think that those volumes are volumes of sellers who are adding to their selling positions. So when the price makes a pullback to this area, I think that those sellers will be defending their selling positions and they'll push the price lower again. I need to say that those two short levels I showed you could be heavily correlated when the price makes it back to those two levels, because the Australian dollar currency is present in both of these currency pairs, the Australian dollar US dollar and the Australian dollar Swiss franc. So if the price hits the level in approximately the same time, those two trades could be heavily correlated, and this could become a dangerous scenario because both levels could either become profits or losses. So I suggest that if the price hits those levels at the same time, you adjust your position and you don't take full positions in both trades. You only take, let's say for example, 70% of your normal trading volume in both positions, because if you entered both trades at the same time, you would be overly exposed to the Australian dollar, which could become pretty risky. So let's just be careful about the correlation with those two levels, and let's now move on into the intraday levels. Well, let's start with New Zealand dollar US dollar, and let's have a look at the new short level, which I have right there. It's at 0.6577, and it's based on the volume accumulation setup. The volumes I talk about are right there. They got accumulated in this sideways price action right before the start of this strong and aggressive selling activity. I think that those volumes are volumes of strong sellers who are adding to their positions there and who initiated this strong sell-off and who are currently pushing the currency downwards. So when the price makes it back to this area again, I think that those sellers will defend their positions and they'll push the price lower again. One more thing I like about this level is that it was a support right there. You can see the price bouncing off the level, and when the price went past the level, the support became a resistance. So we have volume setup and we have support becoming a resistance setup. Let's go into the US dollar Swiss franc, where there's another intraday trade which I'd like to take. The level is at 97.42 right there, and it's based on volume accumulation setup which took place in this area. You can see that in this rotation pretty heavy volumes got accumulated, those volumes, and after this volume accumulation strong sell-off started, which indicates that those volumes were volumes of strong sellers adding to their positions there and pushing the price lower. There's also another confirmation. If you look at this whole rotation, you can see that the heaviest volumes within the whole rotation were also at this exact level right there. So this is another confirmation of the level, and I think that when the price makes it back, those sellers who are accumulating their selling positions there will start selling again. They'll start defending their selling positions and they'll push the price lower from this level again. Let's now move on into the ES, which is a futures for Standard & Poor's 500 index. And there is a very interesting intraday level which I'd like to show you. The level is based on volumes which got accumulated in this sideways price action right there before the start of this very strong selling activity. I think that strong sellers were adding to their positions there and that they pushed the price lower, and I think that when there is a pullback, those sellers will defend their positions and they'll push the price lower again. Another confirmation of this level is the weekly profile. You can see it right there. This is the weekly profile. Is the cumulative area of those 5 days, and you can see that this level is pretty nicely visible on the weekly profile, so right there. And those volumes accumulated right there were one of the heaviest volumes accumulated throughout the whole week. So this is another confirmation of the short level, pretty strong level to go short from. Let's just wait for price to return back, and I think that those sellers will start aggressive selling activity and they will start pushing the price lower, defending their selling positions which they accumulated right there and also right there. Alright guys, so that's for the weekly trade ideas. I hope you liked the video. I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading!